Hey y'all. So it's been about a week maybe since I've been able to do a video. I've been doing admin work, which is really super boring, but this is everything that I've been able to make in between paperwork stuff. I cleaned out an entire tote full of stuff, and this is everything that, and we're not going to do a show and tell. I'm just going to take out a few things and we're going to make just a few things here. I mean, this is actually 2 in 1. So let me put that away. We will go through all of that at just not all at one time. So I was cleaning, trying to, and I found a book that I had taken apart. And so what I did was I went to the graphics fairy and I just printed every single page with a different background on it. Some are, most of them are like this. And I want to say if you search for like wallpaper or prints or something like that, I think you can get that in the free section. I do pay for it, so you can get a subscription also. But I do have some like this that just have flowers or a picture on it. But we're not going to make all, I'm not going to make all of those into this, but these are just little envelopes. And Natasha did this with book pages, but I don't think she doesn't have a printer. So yeah, she didn't print any pictures or use pages that had pictures on them. But she did put fabric on. I actually have one that she did. So I figured that this would be a good way to use up some book pages. This here was actually part of a dress that had stains on it, and I couldn't use it anymore. Or use it. I couldn't wear it anymore. And since it had a stain on it, it couldn't go to Goodwill. So that's that. And then I don't know how well you can see these, and I hope it's not glaring, but these are just these here, which I think it's a 15 millimeter jump ring. I'll have to look in my Amazon store, and but I'll put that in the description below just in case you want to make some. And I used glossy accents for this, and I'll show you how I did it. It takes like 24 hours though for this to fully dry, so I'll show you how I did it, but I have some on paper already, and I'll explain that as we go along. And I used one on this here, and this is just a master board that I had, and I'm going to use it as a pocket. So let's start with this one first. I don't want any of the white parts on here, and so dealing with, okay, this is not the one I want though. I didn't read that. We'll do that one. Okay. Well, I actually like this one. I'm not really a green kind of person, but I like the print on this one. And I'm trying to get close to the words only because of this stuff here. I want to make sure that I have enough to cover it. This I got at probably the Dollar Tree. It's amazing what you find when you're trying to clean up and organize. I was watching a video, or I was on a live stream with Kerry from the Paper Monkey, and she was talking about these plastic things that she uses to keep her stuff separated in. And hers have, actually, I'll show you what she's talking about. Okay, I have stuff in this right now, and it's got a name on it, so let me see what I can do here. She was talking about these, and I have them, but hers have holes in the bottom here. It's got an extension, so you can put it in a book. And I bought a whole bunch of these. Like, I think it came in a pack of 50. Wrapping stuff. I think it came in a pack of 50, but I didn't know that they came with holes in the bottom. So I didn't realize that I could put them in a binder. So anyways, I was looking for a box big enough that I could turn into a journal so I could add paper to the bottom of that and then punch holes in it so I could make like my own binder thing. And the box that I found had, it was full of fabric. And if you haven't been to my community page, I did post a picture of a bunch of fabric and said, let's see what I can make out of this. And I ended up making, there is 2 sides to this actually. Yeah, that's the bumpier side. So I ended up taking that and making scrap strips, I think it's called, because I do quilt also, and I'm going to make a quilt out of that. But that was from a video. I got the idea from a video from this woman named Di, and I believe her channel is called, no, I want to cut this side first. We want to make this upside down, so in case you want to read the words, they'll be right side up. But you can't cut both of them at the same time, otherwise the fabric won't stretch around. Anyways, her channel is called Sister Chicks Quilting, I think. And so I went shopping for some background fabric yesterday, and I did not find what I was looking for. So I'm sure that I have something here. I just have to look. Okay, so let me just move my sewing machine a little bit closer and close your eyes so I don't make you dizzy. Oh, lots of stuff falling. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but I have it set on 13. Oh, that was a tassel that I made that fell. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that this is straight. And then I'm just going to sew all the way up one side, across the top, and then down the other side. And also, I forgot to say, when you're going to the front, you want to kind of fold it up like that so the fabric has a little bit of give to it. This is actually tulle, but you need the fabric or whatever your base is on there to have a little bit of give, so when it folds over, it's got enough space to not keep flipping up. Right like that. See, I can even do it again. Okay. It's been a long week, y'all. Or a long few weeks, rather. Okay, I don't need that anymore. Let me just stand up, make sure. Okay. So, just make sure that that's flat. And then... So these are my pinking shears, and I have 2, one for paper and one for fabric. The other ones are pink. And generally I like to keep the strings on here, but I can't, this won't glue down to a page because of the texture of that. And so I want to pull these to the back and just tie it and then cut it off so they're not hanging down everywhere. Because this is not, to me, this is not one of those things that needs to look raggedy. It needs to look a little more polished. And all I'm doing is finding the thread that's in the back so I can pull the thread that's in the front forward. And I know you can't really see that. Let me see. It's right here. There we go. And now I can tie that up. And cut that off. And then now we can cut this part here. Unfold this down so we can cut these. Okay, and I have enough stuff. Normally I would keep stuff like this, but I'm not going to because I have way too much stuff. Okay, and let's see what we got here. No, I don't like that. Okay, that's a maybe. Can't really see that. That needs to go on something bigger. I mean, a darker. Can't really see that. Maybe white. This is the front. No, you can't really see that. Okay. I have a ton of those everywhere. Okay, so I should have waited to sew that top part. This has a side. Okay, so that's that side now. I don't know how well this is going to work on here, but I'm going to sew this twice. And I do have another sewing machine. So this one here, I'm not concerned if the needle gets gummed up, because this is not the sewing machine that I use for my quilts. Okay, and I'm just going to keep it on the same. I just cut part of that off. I'm just going to keep it on the same stitch and pull my strings out, or my thread. Okay, let's come back down here now. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing here because I don't want the threads to be hanging down. But I went a little bit off the paper there. And you can use either, come on now. You can use either an awl or like a seam ripper or something to pull those threads through. And then that way you can just tie a double knot and cut it off. Oh, come on. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Okay. And I didn't really choose any particular color of thread for any reason. It's just whatever I had in there. Because when I'm making a scrappy quilt, I don't go by, skip stitches. That's because the needle got gummy. That's okay. Okay. And I did get ready some things here, just because I don't want this to take forever. Because yesterday I actually did a show and tell of all the stuff that was in that basket, that side. And it ended up to be about 20 minutes or so long. And kind of a long time just for a show and tell kind of video, so it's on the back burner. And that's why I decided to just take a few things at a time, and you know, we'll just make a few things at a time of everything that's in that basket. And these are just little plastic hearts that I got off of Amazon. And I'm not sure where I got, that probably came from Amazon too. But the reason I'm putting these on here is because I want the, what's it called? The flap. I was going to call it a lid. I want the flap to stay down. And this will make it heavy so it stays down. And if you don't have anything like this to make it stay down, you could put it under a book, a heavy book, for a couple of days, or 24 hours or whatever. Anything I put under a heavy book is usually there for like a week because I forget that it's there. All right, there you go. And now you can just put stuff in it. And if your paper, your book page seems to be a little bit thin, you can always double it up. Okay, so now this is what it ends up looking like while you're making them. But I found out the hard way that you have to wait for them to dry at least 24 hours. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's paper stuck to that. And then this one has bubbles in it. But this is just extra scrapbook paper that I had. And we're just going to cut them out. And all right, I'm not going to cut them all out, but you just have to go around it and move the paper, not the scissors, because that way you'll get as close to the edge as possible. But I will show you how I did this. And this idea came, and I don't know what her name is, but her channel, it might be Rhonda. Her channel name is Scrimpin' with Mommy or something like that. And then you can just use these charms however you want. I can't link the video because the video that she, that I saw her do these with, she just showed them and said, I made some more. Okay, so there you go. There's that. So this here, we're using glossy accents. Make sure that you do not shake this. I don't know why, but that's what the directions said. Don't shake it. And also I noticed that sometimes I have to clear that out. Okay, that's good. Probably because I used it yesterday. And then you just find paper that has little designs on it. And we'll just use that one right there. Center it and then just go around the edge. And okay, I don't see any bubbles in it right now, but if you keep making them, some of them will have bubbles in it, and then I just use a straight pin to poke them until the bubbles come out. And so that's that, and that'll be dry tomorrow for me to be able to cut it out. And we'll just put this back in here, and we'll put these away. And then the last thing was this here. So, oh, and I probably should have said, this is actually for my 12 by 12 Junk Journal Challenge 2025. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. It's hosted by Scrapbook Sage. Her name is Dawn, and there's a number of us that are in this together. And so 1 month, I don't know what that is. Oh, that's something totally different. 1 month we had to make master boards, or that's what I chose to make, was master boards. And so I've had these sitting around forever. And I honestly forgot that I had them. So I'm just going to, how big is this? All right, this is just under 5. And this edge is not straight, so I'm gonna straighten this out. My dogs are outside barking. I hope you can't hear them. That's another reason why I haven't been able to do a video lately, is because every time I get a chance and I sit down and I start filming, y'all know I don't know how to edit, and I don't really want to I don't really want to learn how to edit, because why I need to keep those mistakes in there, you know what I mean? Because I know when I first started doing this, some of the people that I watch edit to the point where you can't see the mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm just gonna go 4 3/4, just because I want to make sure that wherever it goes, it's going to fit on the page. And then we have this to use however we want. I'm going to use this side. And yeah, so when I first started doing this, a lot of the channels that I was watching were editing to the point where I'm like, don't they ever make a mistake? You know, and if they do, how do they fix it? So I don't really like to, I don't want to learn how to edit, because I want you all to see how the mistakes go, if, you know, so you know how to fix it. This is a whale tab punch, but you can use whatever you want to punch a notch in the top there, or you don't have to if you don't want to. And I got some new scorched timber. I wanted to check this one out because the one that I normally use is walnut stain, and it was kind of like drying up a little bit, and I thought I was squirting water on it. However, I realized that what was in the little spray bottle that I was using was 90% alcohol, because I was doing something with markers and rubbing alcohol one day. So I think I kind of ruined that. I mean, it still works if I put water on it, but it just doesn't seem to work for very long. So this here is a sticker, and I forgot that I had sticker paper in there when I was printing stuff. And I also tend to print out a whole kit if I'm using digitals. And so I don't necessarily know where this came from. So I can't, it might be Graphics Fairy. It might be, yeah, I don't want to give you any others, because then I'll have to list everybody down there. Honestly, I can't tell you where it came from. It probably is Graphics Fairy. And if it's not, I'm sure that the Graphics Fairy has something similar to this, if that's not from them directly. Okay. And see, this is another thing that I had that I totally forgot about. Okay, so this here is actually one of those things that you wrap your embroidery floss around. But I don't like to use those, because I've realized that if you don't use your embroidery floss often enough, the longer they sit on those things there, they'll end up with kinks in it, and you can't really get the kinks out. And I do use a lot of embroidery floss for binding. And somebody asked me one time, doesn't it break? And so far, I've not had any issues with it breaking. But I also keep them, I think I was going to use, oh no, that was for something else. I also keep them in a full, what's this? No. What am I trying to say? Yeah, that's actually a piece of a towel. I use them for tabs. Okay, so I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I'm just going to staple this on here. And then I'm going to use one of those things to cover it up. All right, and where did I put them? Oh, good grief. It's been one of those days. Okay. So I'm not going to use that one because it's got bubbles all in it. This one has paper on it. So let's use this one here. That one's got bubbles on it too, but I'm not going to worry about that. Only because there are not as many bubbles as the other one. And again, the embroidery floss. So when I use embroidery floss to bind my signatures in, I use all 6 strands. I don't, oh, I think I was going to put something like this on there too. So let's pull that up real quick. Yeah, so embroidery floss, I save whenever I use up a whole thing of thread, I keep the thing the thread comes on, and I wrap it around that. Let's see. Like this here. So this is an empty thread spool, and this is embroidery floss that was white. I coffee dyed it. And I also have black. Let's see what else. Let's see. We'll do that. And see if we can't put that back where it was. Okay. All right, that's good enough. We're not going to win any medals. All right. So, yeah, I like to keep mine on an empty spool, thread spool, because that way they don't kink. Okay. So, here we go. Oh, yeah. Where was the other thing? Oh, I put them all away. All right, there you go. I do have a few other things that are in there that I will I'll pick and choose a 2 or 3 at a time, and then just do a couple of videos. That way I'm not taking up your whole day. So I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will keep you posted on the that quilt that I'm making. I'll see if I can figure out how to attach the quilt example that I want to make in the description box below. So have a great day. I'll see you soon. Happy crafting.